movement.
Sucking his ass. Wait, what?
Suck it in his ass.
Excuse me?
That's what you said.
That's not what I said.
You said something like that.
No. 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 Welcome to Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore, with my commentating partner and co-host,
Oh, Nicholas.
Nicholas Nicolica Dick. You know what I'm saying? Ah ha ha.
That was close.
All right. Welcome to episode 40 of Forever Talking. Today's episode, we're gonna be talking about the Suga era, Suga Sean O'Malley. We're gonna be talking about something else that I forgot. Oh, we're gonna be talking about Lionel Messi in the MLS because we haven't discussed that yet. We're also gonna be talking about UFC 300. What could that entail in the future of the UFC moving forward? As you can tell, we're shit out of ideas.
Yeah, but we'll have football.
Football's coming soon, and we should have talked about UFC last week. I don't know why we didn't. But we just wanted to say thanks for the love on the last two episodes that we've gotten. The clips are banging. They're going hard. The engagement's rising. In the last 28 days, we're up at 7.7 thousand views on YouTube alone. That doesn't account for Instagram Reels or TikTok. And so I'm guessing if we average it all out, we're probably at about 15,000 views, maybe.
That's crazy.
15,000 people have watched our shitty show in the last month.
In fact, if we start getting that many viewers, I got to start doing some research before I come on here.
Nah, that's why they love it. On next week's episode, we might have a couple of guests. We'll see. It just kind of depends how it works out. Because I think my kind of plan next week was to talk about the NFL, and because next week's the last preseason game, and then we get into the regular season. So my mind was to kind of talk about the NFL because Misfits 08 isn't for a while. They haven't announced the next Kingpin tournament yet. And the next UFC card isn't until September. So, and that's kind of, we were going to talk about on episode 42 was going to be Adesanya versus
Strickland.
Yeah. So that was kind of what episode 42 entailed. But episode 41 is kind of up in the air. We might have a guest or a couple guests. It just kind of depends how it pans out. So I'm not going to spoil that quite yet, but Saturday was a pretty interesting time in the sports world. It was UFC 291 or 292? 292, and it was also Lionel Messi winning the League's Cup in the MLS. So we can just go ahead and talk about that. We can, I feel like transitioning from the Suga Sean show into UFC, the next couple of UFC pay-per-views kind of coexist back and back. So we might as well just talk about Messi in the MLS because it's a pretty big sports thing that I feel like we haven't commented on it really that much. Actually, we haven't talked about it at all. Because we really haven't talked about much soccer on the show, despite the fact that, well, before your concussion, you and I both played soccer. I'm a big soccer fan. We just have been preoccupied.
Our indoor record, we only lost like 3 games together.
I mean, we're the best there ever is. The best there ever was.
It was short-lived, though.
We're the greatest duo of all time. And we'll continue to win. That's what I do. I win.
I
win. I mean, yeah.
I'm not hearing the we in here.
It's because it's me, Nick. It's me. There's no I in team, but there's an ME in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Well, Kobe Bryant there for you. So listen, Lionel Messi. touted as the greatest soccer player of all time. I don't give a fuck. Listen, the debate ever since we've been kids is Messi versus Ronaldo. Who's better? It's Messi. He's got the Ballon d'Ors to prove it. He's got the Golden Boots to prove it. He's won more championships than any soccer player ever, and he also has the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's not like I like Cristiano Ronaldo, but we're gonna be honest here. Messi obviously played in Barcelona his entire career before moving to PSG in France, and now he plays in America for Inter Miami. It's a league that is partly owned by David Beckham. Not the league, but the team is partly owned by David Beckham. Inter Miami and the MLS offered Messi a revenue deal where he is a part owner of the team. I believe he gets a share of like Apple TV sales, I believe, as well as rights to the entire league in general. To my knowledge, like it's some crazy deal like that, and it's a 2 or 3 year deal that he actually has to play. I believe it expires in December 2025. Not only that, but the coach from Barcelona is the coach of Inter Miami now, as well as a bunch of other players who played on that Barcelona team. Messi, Jordi Alba, Busquets. They're trying. I heard rumors about Suarez and Iniesta.
They're trying to rig the league.
It's kind of fucking ridiculous, and we can talk about that in a second. But Messi went to the MLS. Cristiano Ronaldo went over to the Saudi Arabian League. The Saudi League is a league that is growing as they just have an unbelievable amount of money and can buy out whoever they want, it seems. Neymar, who should be in the prime of his career, is currently going to the Saudi League. So the conversations about who's a better player between Ronaldo and Messi are never going to end. No matter, it's the same thing as fucking Brady and.
No, everyone knows Brady's the GOAT.
Okay, it's the same as Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That one.
It's a relative. It's a pretty similar comparison.
Yeah.
Except Messi versus Ronaldo is far bigger of a comparison.
Yeah.
It's not even close. There's a stat out there where 100 million people watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know how many people watch the World Cup final?
Probably a fuck ton.
Fucking 4 billion.
It's worldwide. That's why.
It's insane. Billion with a B. Soccer is the most viewed sport.
Yeah.
By far, which is crazy because over in America, it's not as big. Like the MLS is our league, which is we're trying to build it. But like everywhere else in the world, it's some people's lives. Like
yeah.
If you go to like the wrong parts of England wearing a Manchester United jersey, you might die.
You're not coming back.
Yeah, like you might get tarred and feathered.
You think it's so popular though, because so many people can play it and just relate?
Don't know why it's so popular. I think like
I feel like it's
you can have a lot of beautiful moments in the sport, and they don't call it soccer; they call it football.
Yeah.
For argument's sake, we're just going to call it soccer, so we don't confuse anybody. But you can have beautiful moments in the sport, but you can have beautiful moments in every sport to tell a story. I don't know why it's so big everywhere else in the world. I guess it's just because they don't have, like, American football is not really being played in Brazil. It's not being played as much in England, if at all. But like soccer is a constant, and it's a sport where, like, if you live in Africa and you a native from Africa gets so good he joins the league, or he joins one of the teams who are eligible to play in the Champions League, and God forbid he wins, that inspires that entire country to represent it. So I guess that's why it's so big and everywhere else.
Yeah, I just think it's easy to play, and also some sports you can't really play. Like, imagine like trying to play hockey in Africa.
Well, yeah, that's probably
The
a little
ice is
challenging.
yeah,
Yeah, it's probably a little challenging. But there is like parts in Africa that are pretty rich and
yeah, I know that, but it's just like soccer. You can play anywhere on a dirt field.
this is yeah,
You literally
concrete.
kick the ball.
I get what you're saying. So, I mean, who knows? So anyway, long story short, Lionel Messi, probably the greatest soccer player of all time, is currently playing in America in Miami, which is insane. And so is a lot of different Barcelona members. That argument in itself is crazy. When Cristiano Ronaldo was getting ready to leave Manchester United, or whenever he was being forced out of Manchester United, or whatever you want to say, he was in contention to going to play for Kansas City's team, I believe, in the MLS. But now the Saudi elite's coming in, and they're kind of taking over a lot of stuff because they got more money than the MLS does. The question is, like, the big debate, because Messi, ever since he joined Inter Miami was the last place team in the MLS by far. They played St. Louis and lost like 4-0 the game before Messi showed up. Messi shows up, he plays like 7 games, undefeated, scores 10 goals, and then goes and wins not like the league's trophy, but a tournament in the MLS. And if he continues to win every scheduled league game, there's a chance that they could go to the MLS final.
After last place.
Yeah, after being in last place. It's very easy to tell that Messi is far beyond a lot of people in the MLS, which he should be, right? But it's not uncommon for players who played over in the Champions League or the Premier League or the Bundesliga to come over to the MLS. Wayne Rooney did it. Zlatan Ibrahimovic did it. The list kind of goes on. But Messi is probably the biggest deal out of all of them. Like that, the money he's offered could very well be $1 billion. And he's just coming off of winning the World Cup. He's the best player of all time, probably. It's a really big deal. It would be kind of like if Tom Brady played for the XFL Battlehawks.
Yeah,
or the Vegas Vipers, because they were last place.
That team would be the best team in the league.
Yeah. The question is Messi going to the MLS and joining Inter Miami a good thing for the league and the sport in general?
It's good for the team.
Is it good for the league?
I mean, I think it brings more viewers.
I think it does too. But if they somehow find a way to climb from last place to first because Messi was offered an unbelievable deal that nobody else is getting offered and that no other team can offer anybody else.
I think it's cool this year because they're coming back, but after a few years, it'd get annoying.
I think that my personal take on it is this. It brings in more viewers, absolutely. It's a fun story to tell. I think that him joining the team is cool. I think Busquets joining is cool. Once you start adding in more people, you're kind of pushing it a little bit here because these guys are just offering to play for less than nothing.
Yeah, why don't they spread it out? Go play for a different MLS team.
Because Messi's not there. And it's fun now. And it will be fun in probably another year. After that, it's not as fun.
Same team.
Because what are you building at that point, right? Because you can't offer that to everybody. You know? And like it would be cool if like Busquets would go, like if Suarez went to play for Nashville and fucking like Bale was in LA before he retired. Like Messi versus Bale in the MLS, that would be sick. I think it's cool if that you're able to spread that out. But it's like if just the whole team of Barcelona is just going to the MLS for 2 years just to kind of shit on the league,
Yes.
you know, that's fun momentarily. And it builds viewers, sure. The question is, does it how effective is that? Um, I say that it's fun now, but let's not push our luck with this.
Yeah.
Um, and like I would love to see like Messi, like if he like I would love to see him take Miami to the championship if he finds a way to win everything. That would be insane. But it's like after that, if he does go to the finals, Miami does go to the finals, he shouldn't come back for a second year.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. And it's like the league shouldn't allow him to come back after a second year. Yeah, it's like you just kind of prove that it's overpowered and
Yeah.
you're giving a personal bias to one team. Because the league is kind of what's paying him. It's definitely not Miami. And he's not paying for free, or he's not playing for free.
No.
So like the league is kind of giving a personal but like why not give Cristiano Ronaldo that deal to play for fucking St. Louis? It's because they can't. They can't just offer that deal out to shell out that deal to everybody.
Yeah, he also would not want to come to St. Louis.
If they offered him fucking $1 billion, he would.
Maybe.
No, there is no maybe.
I think there's a maybe.
There's no maybe.
It's not like
I would
Ronaldo
fight I would
so rich.
fight an adult saber-toothed tiger for $1 billion.
Yeah, but you don't have the money he has already now.
He didn't have he might have $1 billion, but he don't have
I know
he
what you're saying, but like, well, but you got to look at like Saudi Arabia. What are they offering? What they offered him?
200 mil, I think. I don't know. Something like
You
that.
got 200 mil to 1 billion. I
Ronaldo's issue though is that so Saudi Arabia has the means to offer him 200 mil. Ronaldo, here, 2.5 year deal, 200 million.
it's crazy.
So he's gonna earn $548,000 every 24 hours.
That is
Insane. So with that being said, um, Cristiano Ronaldo is 38. He was benched playing for Manchester United, which I don't necessarily agree with, but he was. No other team in the Premier League nor over in Spain or Paris or anywhere like that wanted to pay him to play over there. He was benched in the World Cup. He ain't making $200 million anywhere else
yeah.
but there. Messi's is probably going to be $200 million just at a minimum.
Just to get him.
And it's probably, I don't know if I want to say it's an easier league than the MLS because there's talented players here, sure. Saudi Arabia doesn't seem like, because the MLS kind of seems like it's based around, because I don't know if they're trying to build like their own thing. I don't know if they're either trying to build a new thing or if they're just trying to develop players. I don't know. I don't know the game plan. Saudi Arabia signing Neymar in his prime kind of seems like, okay, we want to be in contention with the Premier League. We want to be in contention with all these guys. And they just kind of came out of the woodworks after signing Ronaldo. The MLS, they got those players after their prime.
Yeah.
And Messi's certainly past his prime, but he's still
He just won the World Cup.
just won the World Cup, and he was probably one of the best players in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Um, and like you can tell whenever he's playing these Inter Miami games, a lot of walking from him,
Just having fun.
having fun until I tweeted the other day, having Messi in the MLS, it feels special. It's fun to watch right now. Because to him, it's not about the business. It's not about the stress of winning trophies or winning or being
Money.
the best, or it's not about money right now. It's just about a little boy who was born in Argentina who's finally playing soccer for fun. That's entertaining to watch.
It's like his Veta League.
It's his meta league, and it's entertaining to watch. But if you keep adding Barcelona players to it, then it's not so entertaining to watch anymore. Because it just
No.
seems like you're putting personal bias on that one team. And it's not like they're crushing these teams. You know, they went to PKs with Nashville. So there's a good chance they could lose. And he like, and you can tell he's having fun. He doesn't want to, you know, like he's clear, like he's the new captain of Inter Miami. After he won the trophy, he took the captain's band off and he put it around the arm of the last captain before he got there, and they held up the trophy together. He refused to hold the trophy unless the other the captain was holding it. That's
Team
cool.
player.
That's cool to see. It's just I just don't want them to push their luck. You know, if they can do like this deal's never gonna happen again. So I'd say enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
And Messi's probably done after these 2 or 3 years anyway. So this isn't a permanent thing. I don't think this is going to be something that they ever do again, because this deal with Messi is probably a long-term thing. So
Well, it will bring viewers though.
it certainly will bring viewers. I mean, who gave a fuck about Inter Miami before he got there?
No one.
Nobody.
Everyone's tuning in now.
Yeah. I mean,
And
the
the ticket.
MLS in the last 2 years has certainly spiked for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely spiked in our area because of the St. Louis team. They sell good tickets. But you know, I think it's fun for now. But it
Yeah.
can be unfun. It could get unfun pretty quickly.
I think the tickets like to go to the games will always be high just because people want to watch Messi, but like watching it on TV will get boring.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna die down eventually, but it will never die down to the point of being it's bad.
Yeah. Well,
It's always gonna be super high if he's
has he
around.
has he come to St. Louis yet? Messi?
Um,
I know they played him right.
they played him, but he didn't play in that game. I don't know if he's on the bench or not.
I remember that. I didn't know if he played, but like those tickets would be high no matter
Yeah.
what.
To my knowledge, every game that Messi has played in, bots already took every ticket. Or every like game that Miami's scheduled to play in, the tickets are gone.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's good.
I
But
mean, yeah. I mean, like Lionel Messi, in layman's terms, let me put it like this. If there were 200 people and Lionel Messi and Patrick Mahomes walked into a bar together, 180 people are going to Lionel Messi.
yeah.
That is the mega star perception just because it's America versus the rest of the world. He's like a god everywhere else.
Who's more popular, him or Ronaldo?
Probably Ronaldo.
I was like,
Popularity, Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo's the highest like Instagram followers.
that's what I thought, which is kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Um, yeah, but it's like they're you know,
Yeah.
like they're fucking crazy high, and it's just like ever so slightly.
Neymar's
Um,
pretty high too.
yeah, but like,
Yeah.
fuck him. I mean, he followed the money. So, Neymar's never won a Ballon d'Or, which is like the MVP. He's never won a World Cup. He's never won like the main things that you're supposed to win, and then he just dipped out of the league for money. He's the prince that never became a king.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not a good look, and it's something I don't particularly care for. But hey, get your bag, bud. Whatever.
You can't blame him.
Oh God damn! Like I said, if somebody offered me $10 million to fight a saber-toothed tiger, come here, kitty.
10 million.
Fuck, I do it. I do it for $100.
Just get fucked.
I get fucking murdered, but whatever, dude. Whatever, bring it. All right.
Fine.
Anyways, so Messi won the tournament at the end of or on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Also on Saturday was UFC 292.
Yeah. I think so. I can't
What?
I can't do that
I
with the
can't do it
eyebrow.
with my right eyebrow. I can only do it with my left. Um. Anyway, the card for UFC 292 wasn't exactly extravagant.
It was pretty good. It was a big one.
Who was on it?
Okay, well, first off, you had the tough final, the ultimate fighter finale. For the viewers who watch it,
Who cares?
he had Chris Weidman, dude who broke his leg, come back.
Who lost?
Yeah, well, he probably I didn't watch it. I was driving to your house at that time, but
True. He did lose, but yeah, I mean that's a cool moment, I guess. But it's
and
like,
then you had Cheeto, the guy Sean O'Malley wants to fight next. You know who that is, right?
yeah, I don't care, but yeah,
Fuck, yeah, that Ian Gary guy. It was a big card.
Ian Gary. I mean, it's a lot of like new blood,
Yeah,
I guess.
it was
Besides,
a lot of the bantamweight division.
yeah, which that's probably not the most. That's one of the least popular divisions
Yeah, it was like the most stacked.
as far as skill.
Yeah, skill.
Like star power, no. Like star power, it's all in 155, 170.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But now with Sean O'Malley, it's gonna go up.
Yeah. So. I mean, let's just talk about the fight that we wanted to watch, that
Yeah,
we
we don't
wanted
give
to see.
the ref.
Yeah, Sean O'Malley, Aljamain Sterling for the bantamweight championship. That's 135, correct?
Yeah.
135. Thank God. Thank fucking the Lord. You and I did not talk about this on last week's
I
podcast.
was about to say we would have been so wrong.
We would have had to quit the show. And what I mean by that is we both thought that Aljamain Sterling was gonna like rip off Sugar Sean's head and play basketball with it
I thought he was gonna choke him out within a minute and a half.
via guillotine.
Yeah.
And the reason why we thought of that is because we love O'Malley. Well, we kind of felt like they stuffed him in a rocket and shot him to the title shot. And he hasn't fought since October. And when he did, it was against Peter Yan, and he may have lost that fight.
Yeah. That one's close.
It was a very close fight. But Aljamain Sterling, like, is a dog. Like, he kind of ran that 135 division for a really long time.
He's got some questionable wins.
He's got wins. That's what I'm saying. He was on a win streak. He was killing it. He was on a win streak. Dog. What I will say about this is that whether you disagreed with the fast track to the title scene, whether you disagree with Sean O'Malley's decision against Peter Yan, whether you disagree about anything in regard of Sean O'Malley's rightfulness to the 135 title, there is no doubt in my mind that he deserves to be the champion of the world after what he did to Aljamain Sterling.
He looks great.
That was fucking insane. And even though you and I both thought that O'Malley was going to get murdered, assassinated, beaten down, bludgeoned, choked out, butt raped in the center of the ring, octagon, he put on a clinic.
Yeah, the
Kinda.
distance was insane. He didn't get taken down.
He didn't get taken down, and that right hand was gorgeous.
Did you see him practicing that before?
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy.
It is gorgeous. And I know we shit on Connor last episode. It had shades of Connoralgia.
Yeah.
It was pinpoint accurate. It was practiced. It was slip and shot. It's a beauty. And O'Malley's probably one of the best strikers in the UFC right now, if not the best.
Oh yeah, his feints are so good.
He just kind of goes into flow state.
Yeah.
And sure, he lost the first round. It was close. But did you see the promo he cut at the press conference where they go, "How do you think he did in the first round?" And Sean goes, "I thought I dominated." And one guy goes, all three judges had you losing 10-9 in the first round." And Sean goes, "How'd they rate the second round?" That's phenomenal. And I have no doubt in my mind that Sean winning the 135 title, he's the most popular bantamweight by far.
Yeah.
And him doing his podcast with the belt, it's going to be great for the division. It's going to be great for the UFC. What he did to Sterling, I have no doubt in my mind he's going to be a pretty great champion if he can hold on to it for a long time.
That division stacks it. I don't know.
That division's stacked, but you have to. O'Malley's main problem is, like, I thought he fought more. He hasn't fought since October.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut it. I don't know if he was hurt or what have you. O'Malley has to stay consistent.
He's aiming for December.
Huh?
He's aiming for December.
That's good.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to have to assume that. I mean, O'Malley is now a proven draw. He can sell in a main event, which is good. So he can probably host his own cards from now on.
Oh,
to my knowledge, this is his first main event, right?
Yeah,
I think so, because he pretty much opened every other card.
Yeah,
leading up to this, besides Peter Yan, I guess. I don't know if that was the opening fight.
I don't think it was. I think it was like the third. I don't know.
Yeah, which is fine. But O'Malley is now at the top of the world, and I'm super happy for him. And that's what we wanted to happen. It's not what we thought was going to happen, but it's what we wanted to happen.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Well, let me ask you. So, do you do an immediate rematch, or would you do someone else?
How long was Sterling's reign?
I think he had 4 title defenses, 4-3.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, Sterling's he's a great fighter.
He's just solid.
I think if you're the champion for years on end, you get that automatic title shot. Or if you win, or if you lose by a close decision, or like Usman getting an automatic rematch, that makes sense. Piera, even though he, Adesanya getting an automatic rematch, that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Volkanovski, that would make sense.
Volkanovski, that makes sense. But Charles Oliveira. He was only champion for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he lost it via. How did he lose it? Did he miss weight, right?
Oh yeah, he did miss weight,
Yeah. So
and then he tapped.
to Islam.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if Sterling wins his next fight, then yeah, he gets to go back. It's kind of like he doesn't get the automatic rematch. He just has to win the next fight, and then he's fast tracked in the title scene.
I think he will. I don't think he'll fight in December, but I think he'll be the fight after, if that makes sense.
Yes, I think
He'll,
he'll be the next. He'll be the
like I think
next.
he'll rest for 6 months, kind of like Colby hasn't
Yeah,
fought. He'll like
yeah. It'll be. It, O'Malley's between two guys right now. I think he doesn't want to fight Cheeto. But he wants to fight.
who the hell does he want to fight?
Um, can't think of a division. Hold on.
There's Peter Yan. There's Marab. There's fuck, Corey Sandhagen.
Um, Cheeto doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no. But, like it makes sense for him because that's who he lost to.
Hold on. O'Malley posted something here that kind of clears this up. Um,
Oh, there's Henry Cejudo or whatever.
I think
However,
that's who he was talking about.
yeah, Triple C.
Yeah. Cheeto Vera. I'm not gonna find it. Maybe he wants to fight Cheeto next. I don't know. I don't know who he fights next. Who do you think he should fight next, Nikki?
I like the. Do you know who Marab is?
Yeah, but he's number one.
Yeah, I'm saying that's who he. That's
Is
who
he
he should
ranked?
fight.
He's ranked number one, isn't he?
I think he is. That's the guy who took his jacket and he's Sterling's partner.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Maybe you do.
Like Cheeto makes no sense because he lost to Sandhagen like in March.
Is Cheeto a natural bantamweight?
Yeah,
He's not even ranked.
he should be like what is he like 7'5"? That's just what he should be.
It's Marab, Shanum. Well, I mean, they also haven't like upgraded, like
And
updated the.
his last name's Vera, if that helps. I don't know.
Oh, I just kind of skipped right over him. I apologize. Yeah, he's number 6.
Yeah, but I don't think he deserves it.
God, there's a fucking Nurmagomedov in this division.
Stay away from that guy.
Jesus, they're fucking everywhere. He's 16-0, 7 wins by submission, 5 by first round finishes.
That's a guy they all dodge.
What is up with this fucking guy? What is up with this family? Jesus.
They know how to win fights.
Fuck. So anyway, you got O'Malley coming back in December. That's probably going to be, we can talk about this now. What's next for the future of the UFC? Obviously, you got UFC 293 coming up. That's Adesanya versus the Travis Kelce of the UFC. I can't think of his fucking name. Strickland. Strickland. UFC 294 is in October, which is slated to be Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. In UFC 295 is in November. It is between Jonathan Jones Bones versus Old Man Miocic. With the co-main event supposed to be Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards, but John Jones apparently does not want that to happen. So my hope is that Colby versus Edwards gets pushed down to December. and main events its own card because it should. Fuck Knuckles at UFC 296, and O'Malley potentially co-main events that one. UFC 297 will be in January. 290. Oh, by the way, they just announced today that Connor's fight in December got pushed back. Funny enough. It's crazy. It's almost like we've been talking about that for weeks. 297 is in January, 298 in February, 299 in March, which makes April the designated UFC 300. At this rate, Connor should be ready to come back then.
I was laughing because he put a tweet. He's like, "They won't let me fight," and it's like, "Well, no shit. You got to be 6 months sober, bud."
Yeah, you're not in fucking. God damn it! This fucking guy aggravates me so much.
He thought he was just gonna be, "Oh, I'm Conor McGregor. I don't need to."
Literally, that's it. I'm gonna take 2 tests within a week, and I'll be back. Blow me.
Nah,
suck. I mean, god damn, dude. You don't. He doesn't. If UFC 300 is Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, I will fly to wherever the UFC headquarters is, and I'll take a shit in the middle of the lobby. I mean,
hey, we'll give you some buttery popcorn for that.
There is nothing there. I can't think of anybody who deserves it less than Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He hasn't been here. He doesn't deserve it. UFC has been pulled in and has been after his fucking ankle break or whatever it is. It would only make sense for him to main event UFC 300 if he fought Michael Chandler at UFC 296 or 290 whatever in January, and then he was ready to go in April to fight Nate Diaz.
You don't fight Michael Chandler and be ready.
No. It just, there's no way. Now he could be on the card, but they're not going to put him on the card unless he's in the main event.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just, I don't know what you do for UFC 300. Like Conor versus Nate Diaz 3 makes a lot of sense, but that only made sense if Conor somehow found a way to fight Michael. One, be in the octagon by December and beat Michael Chandler. In December
to fight Nate Diaz.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have to win to fight Nate Diaz, but just make it there. Just be there. That's step 1. So
don't break your leg at step 2.
I mean, if you somehow find a way to make a deal with Francis Ngannou, Francis versus John Jones,
that would never. I don't think so.
For UFC 300?
No, I think it would be sick, but I don't think.
You don't think it's gonna? Oh, Dana White will never do it, but
Dana White would do it. Dana White likes money.
And what's wrong with Francis?
Francis is weird.
You think he's afraid of John Jones?
No, I just think he wants a lot of money.
I think that he wants to be able to fight whoever and whenever and whoever he wants. I think that he wanted ability to like go box Tyson Fury if he wanted to, and the UFC was like, "Nah, you're not. We're not letting you do that."
Yeah,
which is the same reason why Connor's not fighting KSI anytime soon.
Yeah.
UFC's very WWE. Their fighters are exclusive, just like WWE's wrestlers are exclusive.
You can't blame them though, because all they're gonna do when they go box is lose.
There's nothing wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying Francis wanted that, and they weren't willing to give it to him. But if they found a way to make a deal, like you have to find a suitable fight for UFC 300. It's the 300th one. It has to be special. And I understand like numbers don't mean anything. It has to mean something. You can market this super fucking well.
I feel like we'll get an Izzy Volkanovski card.
I don't want to see it.
You wouldn't
Nope.
want to have Izzy on there, and then like Volkanovski be the co-main event.
No, because who's Izzy gonna fight? It has to be. It has to be the
So
fights
you want
have to be notable opponent. If you did Izzy versus Khamzat Chimaev, maybe that would be cool.
what if Piera wins the light heavyweight, and then Izzy goes up for the
Get his
third?
ass kicked.
I mean, the guy was already so much bigger on him anyway.
Yeah, but he just lost. I mean, look what happened the last time Izzy went up to fucking light heavyweight. He lost. And now
Yeah,
it's
but
going to be against a guy who hits like a fucking freight train.
I don't think the guy was already so much bigger than him. But I'm
I,
saying, what do you think? Say you would not like that,
I wouldn't mind it. Izzy Pierre 3 for
the light heavyweight.
why couldn't Pierre come down?
I guess you
I don't
could.
see I don't see Pierre. I don't see Izzy.
I don't either. I was just throwing that out there for Izzy.
When you think of like the workhorses of the UFC, it's probably Israel Adesanya who's been the best champion.
Yeah, him. Kamaru Usman was really good. That's why I can't walk now, though.
Yeah. It can't I mean like you can't make it Colby Covington.
No, Islam's not
If
even.
he beat you can't even no matter who wins between Leon Edwards and Colby
Yeah,
Covington, it can't be um either of those. I mean, it really can't be either of those guys unless you did like maybe if Colby won and then you could maybe do Colby versus Usman 3. Like I think that would be big. Just because
yeah.
their last two fights were so good. Um, maybe that's a good one. But like Adesanya, the only two fights that I really care about him like watching for him that I know like he's a jeopardy is either fighting Piera for a third time, or Khamzat Chimaev. Just because they're trying, but I feel like Khamzat Chimaev is not
He's
built
got to
up,
fight.
huh?
He's got to fight.
Yeah, he hasn't fought enough, so he's not really built up enough as like a serious threat to Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
Um, Connor versus Nate Diaz 3, like I said, but Connor has to find a way to like fucking actually
And
get
fight.
actually pass a piss test. Um,
Yeah.
John Jones versus Ngannou, but there's no like even if John maybe if John fought,
I feel like he's gonna retire though.
yeah, he shouldn't because that's fucking stupid. And like beating Stipe Miocic doesn't prove that you're the greatest heavyweight of all time. It just proves that
Yeah.
you can beat up a 45-year-old man. So I mean, granted that 45-year-old man would kill me, but I'm also not a UFC fucking trained fighter. So
Everyone on that UFC roster would kill us.
no shit.
Our viewers don't seem to understand that.
No, no, no. But they would kill Ariel Hawani, but he still talks about it too. Um, there's nothing. There's literally like Islam Makhachev. There's nobody Islam Makhachev could fight that can main event UFC 300.
Yeah, you can't get a grappler too. I don't think that's
No,
like that.
there's no one Charles. There's nobody in that 155 division that I'm like big fight field UFC 300. So it's like
Yeah.
you're op, and there's nobody. There's nobody for like even if you did Volkanovski versus Islam, that doesn't feel like UFC 300.
What about let's say somehow Conor McGregor beats Chandler. What about Conor McGregor versus Justin Gaethje?
Nah,
That fight would be badass.
for Justin Gaethje.
Well, I'm saying once well if Conor McGregor can beat Chandler, which we don't think, but if he could beat Chandler, he'd be ready. That'd be a badass fight.
For the BMF championship.
Yeah, but just in general.
I mean, sure, but like
I guess we
I just don't care. I mean, maybe Connor versus Dustin 3 or 4. Connor Dustin 4.
I don't know about that one.
It would go great for Dustin Poirier.
Well, I think he's figured Connor out for sure.
Justin Gaethje just doesn't seem like Connor versus Gaethje doesn't seem like UFC 300 to me. That sounds like a UFC. I think it should be got like Connor in doing it in general doesn't sound
So
right
you
to
don't
me because he hasn't been around. I think you should give it to somebody who deserves it.
so Izzy.
Like, yeah, like Izzy or like, but then like I just said that, but I just said like Connor versus Nate Diaz. It depends. It all depends of like you should put Connor in it if he finds a way to beat Michael Chandler. You absolutely cannot do Connor versus Michael Chandler at UFC 300.
No, that's that fight's got to happen.
That would piss me off to no avail. Not that, and like I love Michael Chandler, but like he's just waiting around for Connor, and he hasn't won in a hot minute.
And
So
you could literally go fight and then come back to Connor.
yeah, so you can't do Sean O'Malley. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Unless Volkanovski was like, let me go down and fight Sean O'Malley. That would not
That,
go well for Sean O'Malley. Yeah, I don't have an answer. I don't know. The best scenario for me is Connor somehow comes back in January, which he won't, and he won't come back in February. He won't come back in March. He won't. My prediction is Connor will not be back by UFC 300, and he's not coming back at all. But if somehow he comes back and beats Michael Chandler and then has the balls to be like, all right, I'll fight again in 3 months, Nate Diaz is the fight
oh yeah.
for like that big UFC 300 fight feel. If you can't get that, then you can do Adesanya versus Pereira, who I think like the guy who deserves it the most is probably Adesanya. But like the fight that trumps everything for me for the heavyweight championship of the world, John Jones versus Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, but I just feel like that fight's never gonna happen.
I feel like it's never going to happen either, but it should. It really
And
should. And if John Jones beats Francis Ngannou, he's the best heavyweight of all time.
that's the I mean that's the fight to make out of the whole world.
Yeah,
Or like UFC.
yeah. I mean, that feels big fight feel, but I feel like they're just going to treat UFC 300 as just another UFC card.
Izzy versus Chimaev. That probably is the best bet.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, right? And then you can do Volkanovski versus Islam too. That sounds like
Yeah.
fun too.
That,
That
that
sounds like a kick-ass card. Adesanya versus Chimaev, and then co-main event is Islam versus Volk. That sounds pretty kick-ass.
yes, that probably is that would make the most sense.
Yeah, you can find a way to throw O'Malley on that card. You can get Thug Rose on that card. Sounds like fun. Why not? That's our UFC 300 card, right?
Yeah. That's what we'll go with.
Yeah. Our UFC 300 card looks like this. It's Thug Rose versus.
Oh, Thug. I don't even know if we would have Thug Rose on there.
She's probably the top, like woman fighter in the UFC, right? Now that Nunes is gone,
Maybe.
I'd probably throw because you have to have a fucking banger of a, and Thug Rose is probably at the top of the thing.
For women's, maybe. The girl I forgot, Valenchenko or whatever, she's pretty good too.
I don't know. You gotta have a banger woman fight on there because the fight that they just had on UFC 292 was a banger. So you gotta put a banger on UFC.
Was it a banger?
It was a banger for the girl who won.
Whaley or whatever. Dude, the strikes were like, you remember that we were sitting there and we're looking at it's like 170 to like 17. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was an ass beating. Ronda Rousey's coming back to the UFC.
Is that true?
She just left the WWE and she's been wanting to make a comeback to the UFC. So, God,
I
if
heard
you
that.
do Ronda Rousey main eventing UFC 300, I will shit in the UFC lobby.
There's no way. Who would she fight?
Doug Rose.
She's like 20 pounds heavier.
That's all right. She'll get killed anyway. It doesn't. Who cares? You do Chimaev versus Adesanya. If Chimaev can win a couple fights, you do Volkanovski versus Islam 2. You put Sean O'Malley on that card, and then the main event is either Francis and John Jones for the heavyweight championship, or Conor versus Nate Diaz 3. Sounds fun. That's a fucking banger card. Because the card it can't just be one big fight. It has to be a banger card. A Bang Bros card.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's probably it. Wonder what put your UFC 300 card down below. Fuck it. Do it. See what happens. Why not? If Chimaev goes down to 170, that'd be he should just stay at 180 for life.
I'm excited. I want to see him fight, but
so do I. He's fighting Costa next, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fuck, if he could beat Gilbert Burns, this might be a long day.
Gilbert Burns is good though.
Maybe he's not better than Costa.
Well, he's smaller. I haven't watched like any of Paul Costa's fights besides when he fought Izzy and got his ass kicked.
Yeah, but it's like it's Izzy.
Yeah, but like if Chimaev
let's see Izzy fight, a really explosive wrestler. That sounds like fun. Like Chimaev, who's also like a killer. Sounds fun. Anyways, we're probably just gonna go ahead and wrap this one up so I can go downstairs and eat my burger.
What about the $5? You might have been.
I'm doing it right now, motherfucker. Relax.
I'm just there.
I want to go downstairs. I want to eat my burger. But you got me doing this $5 bullshit. All right. Pick a number.
All right. Let me think. One. I know someone picked that probably.
Logan G.
I know that kid.
Like the comment. Winner. DM us on Insta.
Hey, are you down to do that one thing where if no one wins it, we just add it up like the Powerball and the Mega Million? Can we do that?
Sure.
It's not like we're losing money.
I am, because I pocket that $5.
You pocket like $250. But I'm just saying, just imagine being like, all right, no one won, so $30. Dude, we should
that $5 that I pocket is my payment for editing the podcast.
Yeah, but dude, that'd be so cool though. It's like we're up to $45.
We're up to $1,000.
Yeah, we're gonna get in trouble because we're gonna not have any taxes.
We'll never pay anybody. We'll just keep it going. You didn't guess it fast enough. If anyone guesses it, we'll just delete the comment.
Yeah, we should do that though. But like each time it gets bigger, we up like the chances of winning. Like let's say when it's $10, it's 1 through 20.
Okay. God damn it.
That'd be pretty cool. We're not losing. Oh, I guess you're losing money. Hey,
that $5 paid for my lunch today.
You're gonna fucking create a side account. Just fucking. Oh, this guy won.
Winner, Ian. Anyways, congratulations, Logan. DM us on Instagram. I sent you a message on here, so But anyway, in order to win $5, $5 whole dollars, $5 buckaroos, the first person to comment the number between 1 and 10 that Nick guesses next week on the podcast will win $5. You have to be following the page and like this post in order to win. If you're not following, I'm not going to send you $5. Also, you can't guess every number between 1 and 10. You get one guess, you fuck knuckles. So drop a number between 1 and 10 in the comments below. If nobody guesses it, we'll raise it to $10 next week. So, yeah.
Oh, yes. Let's get it.
Oh, my God. All right. Anyways, we're going to...
I thought you were just gonna end it, so I was like,
Are you serious?
I was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. You know, like when you high five yourself, I was like, it's one of those moments.
Jesus.
I'll just
Anyways,
knuckle myself.
We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. I can't wait to hear your takes whenever I post the clips next week or this week or whenever I get them. Should be great. Anyways, but we love you guys. Hope you are having a good one. Stay healthy, stay happy. Fuck bitches. Peace, love. Thank you for watching Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore, my commentating partner, co-host Nicholas. Peace.
I think you're the one.
It's still
'Cause you're like a bonfire. You're warm like the sun. You kiss like the ocean. I think you're the one. See you in my horizon, a stream I feel riding. 'Cause you're like an island.